Well, welcome back, everybody, on a Sunday evening. Show number 2. ACESUP Sim Sports Pro Challenge Series 410 wing sprint cars at Weedsport. We'll get this for a couple of weeks before these guys actually go out for their first qualifying round in the iRacing Pro Series. Some drivers starting to roll out on to the track. And we will watch them for a little bit of their practice session. Get them through their show tonight. Format's pretty simple. Top 8 in qualifying automatically qualify through into the feature. And then you'll have your 3 heat races following that. Couple of last chance qualifiers. And then 21 cars for 35 laps for tonight's feature. There's Tyler Schell on the screen. A lot of names you will be familiar with if you watch DRN, or you have watched DRN. Kenny Hoffman. I haven't seen Kenny Hoffman in a hot minute, but he is in here tonight. Evan Say, Kendall Tucker. Kendall Tucker's in this second group. He is rolling onto the speedway right now. The 00. Aiden Beerline, always in that number 13. Matt Selby. Logan Rumsey also in here. I don't know where Logan's at. He may be on track. Yeah, he usually is. Always quick. Noah Bowman's in here as well. A lot of familiar names. If you're around this very much and you watch very much, definitely a lot of names you are going to recognize. Some new faces to me. They may be new to you too, like the 14 car right there. There's James Seawright, Talon Willis, Ty Schobelach, and he just exited the track. Joey Lindgren is one that we definitely know. All right, practice session over. It's time for qualifying. Please remember, the top 8 are automatically into tonight's feature. Everybody else will get here via heat races and via last chance qualifiers. Top 3 from each of the heats. So if you get 3 heats, you get 9 more, you get 17. We're looking for 2 out of each. Matt Selby on the track there. He goes right past the camera. We'll be watching times. Wyatt Schuhart is in here as well. He just made his way onto the racing servers. We're going to see times start to come in. Selby, the quickest the first time by. Did he improve on lap number 2? Yes, he did. He brought it down just a little more, but Kenny Hoffman says, I'll take that. Tyler Schell comes right behind, and Gumby will grab the top spot. 12.33 for Schell. Second lap around. At the same time, 12.34. Schobelach, 12.27. This is going to move pretty fast. Ryan Avila, we've seen him in the Pro Series. Logan Rumsey, he's who I was looking for a second ago. 12.22 on lap 1. Second lap, not quicker, but 12.27, still pretty fast. J.D. Brown, first lap was third quick. Right now, Cardoza is your cutoff Landon Cardoza in the 07. So it looks like everybody has turned in their times. Rumsey, Shobalak Brown, Pettit, Shell, Johnson, Augustine, and Cardoza are going to be our automatic qualifiers. We're going to get ready to go down here and get our heat races going. First heat race. It's going to be Lindgren in the 16 on the pole. He'll have Aiden Forster in that 20 car on his outside. Row 2 will be Kenny Hoffman on the inside. Noah Bowman. 211 cars are side by side in this one. There in row 2. Kendall Tucker, 00. He has row 3 to the inside next to Chase Stewart in the 40. And the 960 of Sean English will start inside of row number 4 with Connor Dudek on the outside. We've seen Connor a bunch of times on the network. He drives a 7 car. 46 of Matt Powell, row 5 inside. Wyatt Schuhart, the 1 car on the outside. And I'm going to go 1, and Schuhart might be a relation there. And James Seawright in the 14. It says 18 on our screens, but in the 14 car on the back row by himself. So we'll roll them off the grid. Bring them around into turns 3 and 4. I think they're going to show them where the start box is. And the second time around, we'll cut them loose. Good look at everybody as they roll by. Oh, shit. Yeah, Tim, I got a little busy Saturday. I meant to call you today. And I actually took a big old long-ass nap. So I will try to call you tomorrow sometime after 10 my time, 11 your time. I know I am tied up until then for sure. It's my fault for not calling you back this time. 100% on me. All right, next time by, we're going to cut them loose in turn number 4. ACESUP Sim Sports Pro Challenge Series. These guys all getting some practice in live competition for the iRacing Pro Series qualifiers. We'll be here at Weedsport this week. We'll be back here again next Sunday night, and then they will start trying to qualify for these on Monday, I believe, next week. So, yeah, me too. Me too, Tim. All right, green flags in the air. Heat race number 1 underway. Through 1 and 2, Lindgren's going to grab the front spot. Forster behind. Kenny Hoffman will tuck in right behind that. I thought Kendall Tucker was going to make a run. He does out of 4 pulls alongside of Hoffman, but too much momentum off the top side. And Hoffman is able to hang on for the time being, and now Kendall Tucker off the bottom. Tucker with a good run through the final corner. Grabs that 3rd spot, move Tucker back. He's the first car on the outside looking in for a transfer spot, and it is a madhouse behind. Good driving. A lot of contact back there. Noah Bowman was the one that paid the price. There goes Chase Stewart. And Chase Stewart going to stay in the infield, no caution. Lindgren, 4 to go, top 3. Pretty good spacing. You get back to Hoffman. He's got company. English is right behind. Not close enough to throw a slider yet. And that time Hoffman went to the bottom, did not gain a foot. So he'll go back to the bottom there through 1 and 2. Unique D-shaped track here at Weedsport. Down the back stretch. You're just in a big turn the whole time. Dudek is 6th. Bowman, Schuhart, Seawright, and Powell still on track behind that, but the white flag is coming out at the front of the field. Lindgren from the pole. He's led every lap. He looks like he is going to make a transfer spot. As long as he doesn't run out of gas or hit the wall right here, he'll be moving on to tonight's A main. Forster and Tucker will go with him. Kenny Hoffman, the first car on the outside, looking in. He'll have to come out of one of the 2 B mains if he is going to transfer into tonight's feature. So, heat 1, all done in. We now have 11 cars locked into the feature. We'll get 3 more out of our second heat. How long do you think that appointment will last you there, Tim? Because it's going to be probably maybe noon your time then before I can call you. All right, grid for heat number 2. 49 of Ryan Avila. We'll have the pole of Evan Say on his outside in 33. Blake Machulis. So Machulis and Say both in this heat race. The 127 inside row 2. Talon Williams, a 10 car. Start position number 4. Your third row, Matt Selby, the 46 inside. Aiden Beerline in the 13 on the outside. And then Colton Zimmer in the 20. He starts inside row number 4 next to Casey Simons in the 54. And the final row for this heat, Dustin Sargent, the 77, and Dean Reynolds in the 72. Yeah, probably I'll make it around noon your time. Between noon and 1 your time, I'll give you a call. All right. Pace them around. Couple of laps. Show them where the start box is the first time. Second time around, they'll get a green flag, get to go racing. We'll transfer 3 more into our feature. And that'll take us to 14. One more heat after this. Pace truck will get out of the way down here in turn number 3. Avila and Say. Ready to do battle. Green flag coming out. Heat 2 underway. 3, 1, and 2. And Say went all the way to the outside. Avila went right through the Avila went right through the middle. He was able to stretch that out to about 8 car lengths. Everybody in the top 3 looking at the bottom of the racetrack through 1 and 2. Machulis in 4th, trying to work to the bottom, trying to find a way to get around Willis in the 10. Middle line keeps him close through the final 2 corners. Top 2 starting to get away a little bit. Avila really starting to get away from Say. Selby is back here in 5th, and Beerline right behind him, and Beerline is trying to just find open track to race on. He keeps getting right up on that push bar of the 46 car in front of him. Now pulls alongside, takes the spot, moves himself up to 5th. Needs to find a couple of more in the next 3 laps. Machulis around the top side. He's going to finally get that transfer spot away from Willis. 2 to go this time. Simon still 6th. Selby fell to 7th. Sargent is 8th. Zimmer and Reynolds rounding things out. Up front, Avila having no trouble. White flag in the air, and he is out by 3/4 of a second over Evan Say. Machulis has got the final transfer spot. That's how they're going to finish in heat number 2. Those 3 will transfer. Willis, Simon, Beerline, Selby, Sargent, Zimmer, Reynolds. You guys got work to do still. You're going to be in one of the 2 LCQs. So our third and final heat race, a small field in the third and final heat race. We'll see the 11 of Hoffman. Oh, wait a minute. We might be done already. This is already cycling back. Yeah, this is one of our 2B mains. My bad. Thought we were going to have 3 heat races. We're only going to have 2. So we're looking for more cars. We're looking for 4 out of each one of these. Seven. Yeah, we're looking for a total of 7. Kenny Hoffman, Connor Dudek, Noah Bowman, and Wyatt Schuhart, Matt Powell, and James Seawright. And Sean English is going to start in the final spot. B main number 1. Thought with the field that we had, we'd have 3 heat races. We did not. We ended up with 2. So we took 3 out of each one. We have 14 locked in. We need to fill 7 spots. So there may be 4 coming out of this one. It's 12 laps for each B main. See people all over the place. I've seen Twitch. I've seen the YouTube. I see the Facebook. Thanks for everybody chiming in. Let us know if you're enjoying the show. If you're on Facebook, like, share, follow. If you're on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo, hit the subscribe button. You'll know every time we go live. 8 shows in 5 days, starting on Sunday every week. But it's time to start knocking drivers out tonight. B main, green flag. B main number 1, that is. Getting the green flag. Hoffman and Dudek 1-2. Schuhart up 2. That 3rd spot. Bowman had a rough start, but he's going to be in 4th. That might be our final transfer spot here out of this one. We need 7 cars from 2 races. Powell, Seawright, and English rounding out the field. Everybody's staying close enough. One mistake could cost you a spot. You could either be in or out, depending on where you are. Now Bowman around Schuhart. He'll take 3rd. Definitely got himself locked in now. Schuhart right in front of Powell. Powell working the bottom and the middle. Here comes English up top in the 960, trying to get momentum. Pulls alongside. They're both closing in on Schuhart. At the front, Kenny Hoffman got up, bumped the fence. I don't think it's going to hurt him. I thought the wing came off. That's an optical illusion. He bumped the fence over there in turns 3 and 4. Running so close, and that cushion really is razor thin. It looks big and wide, but it is not. That's just a lot of marbles sitting right there. Bowman now around Dudek, and Bowman is closing quickly. That time, Schuhart under fire, and he's going to get into one. They're going to keep it going. Well, Schuhart's not going to be able. Nope, they're going to hit again. So Schuhart and English are done in this one. They will hit the ejecto changeo button and be off the track before anybody gets back. No cautions. Down to 4 to go. Hoffman, Bowman, Dudek, Powell, Seawright. And with the field size, the change in heat race numbers is changing what we know about who's going to qualify through. So we're not sure if 3 or 4 are going from this one. There's 21 scheduled to be in the A-main. Whoa, Bowman got up there. He put the whole car up against the fence, and he allowed Dudek to close back up with 2 to go. He got both the right front and the right rear against the fence over there in 3 and 4. That's a lot of momentum to give up. White flag for Hoffman. 1 to go. Kenny Hoffman. B-main number 1. Bowman's going to get a break. Dudek nicked the fence on the inside of 1 and 2. That'll keep things the way they are. Hoffman's in the show. Bowman's in the show. Dudek should be in the show. We're not sure if Powell made it through or not. We'll have to go check and see. But Seawright, Schuhart, and English, well, they're done for the first night of racing. We'll move on to B-main number 2. Look at our starting grid. It'll be Willis and Simons on the front row, Beerline and Selby row 2, Sargent and Zimmer row 3, Reynolds and Stewart in that 4th and final row. So we might have took 3 out of the first one and maybe 4 out of this one. Kind of evens things out and shows some balance. 7 and 8 cars. 3 and 4 transfers. Why it does that. Gotta figure that out. Drivers are ready to roll off. All right, next time by, we'll cut them loose. At minimum, we're going to eliminate 4. All right, field getting bunched up, ready to go green. Final B main of the evening, out of turn 4. Willis, good start. He'll get the green flag. He'll have him out front through 1 and 2. Simons in second, Selby in third, but there is a pack behind. That's Beerline on the inside. Zimmer up high. Beerline had a problem getting out of that final corner on the inside right there. It's going to keep them packed up right here. Selby trying to make a run. Sargent in the 77 really got in there deep. He did a good job of keeping it out of both of those cars. Now they're going to touch. Beerline trouble up top. Now he's going to find even more trouble. Dean Reynolds is going to go for a ride. Beerline's going on. Zimmer went for a ride through the infield. Beerline way out of this one now. But the battle's at the front. Willis was on the bottom. Simons was on the top. And Simons had it momentarily. He may be able to make that run again right here, and if he does, he is going to go right on by. He did not get the same run he had the last time through turn 2. This time out of 4, he gets it, though, and he leads that lap. Willis tried to take it back. The slider line wasn't there for him. Great side-by-side battle for the lead. Up top, Simons finally going to clear Willis. Willis back to second. Sargent up to third. He is in a transfer spot. Stewart might also be in one. We're not sure if they're taking 3 out of this one, 4 out of the other one, or vice versa. The numbers changed. Aiden Beerline quite a ways back here. About 3 seconds off of one of the transfer spots. Go back, and now that third spot is going to be under fire. Sargent and Stewart close together with about 3 laps to go. Slider line may not be where it's at. Might have to stick that thing low, try to get the drive off the bottom in 1 and 2. Gets close in 3 and 4, just not enough bite on the bottom. Simons half a second out front. He's going to get to the white flag. Willis still second. Sargent still third. It's Stewart losing ground now, but we know we're going to see Simons and Willis in that A main. Looks like Sargent will go through, and depending on the transfer number, because of the weird heat race count, we could see Stewart, but Berlin, Reynolds, Selby, and Zimmer are all done for the evening for sure. Just wait for all that to clear. These guys only going to get a couple of minutes in the warm-up. Well, we see about 18 or 19 of them making their way onto the speedway right now. We're supposed to be 21. Track is very tricky. It's really narrow getting into turn one. It widens out coming out through two all the way down the backstretch, and then it tightens up super quick coming out of that final corner down there onto that front stretch. Watching Lindgren and Kenny Hoffman in the warm-up session. They're not going to get but just 2 or 3 minutes from what I understand. Only seeing 20 right now. We were slated for 21 originally. We may be down to 20, so we may have taken 3 out of each one of those B mains. I thought maybe Chase Stewart might have got through this thing. It's a good thing it's iRacing, because there's a whole lot of guys would have to have some super, super deep pockets if it wasn't. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the show. One race left. 35 a lap feature. We'll get these boys out here. First practice session for them, and I'm using air quotes here, because they'll do it again here next week. Give these guys a lot of track time in competition. Before they have to go and qualify for the Pro Series. You mean back to racing? That would be great. All right, we're about to the end of the practice session. Lindgren and Sarah. There's Tyler Shell going by. So many of these drivers have had the black stripe on their helmet so many times over the last few years. That's awesome. I think Kim is about to get ready to start walking with a cane after her foot surgery a month ago. So we'll know tomorrow. And we'll know if it's, limited or if she can do it all. So that'll be great. This is how we're going to line them up for 35 laps tonight's first A main for the ACESUP SimSport Pro Challenge Series. 7 of Cardoza on the pole. Augustine, the 19, will be on his outside. Ethan Johnson, the 12. Tyler Shell, the 85. All these first 8 qualified straight through from their qualifying times. Tanner Pettit, the 24. J.D. Brown, the 14. That's row number 3, inside and out. Ty Shobalek in the 17 car, starts in the position number 7 with Logan Rumsey in that 41 on his outside. Joey Lindgren from the heat races, 16 car, row 5 to the inside next to Ryan Avila. He's in the 49. And then your 6th row, Aiden Forster, 20 car inside with Evan Say in the 33 on his outside. Kendall Tucker, 00. He's got the inside of row number 7 next to Blake Majulis. Majulis, the 127. And then coming in from our B mains, only 3 from each. So we did not take a 4th. We only went to 20 instead of 21. The 11 of Kenny Hoffman. He has the 8th row next to Casey Simons. Both of them will won their B mains. Then Noah Bowman, the 11. Talon Willis, the 10. That's row number 9. And our final row, Connor Dudek, the 7. And Dustin Sargent in the 77. 20 cars, 35 laps. All right, we're going to cut the lights off, let everybody know it's 1 to go. They'll go green the next time out of 4. Caution laps will not count. 35 times around. The best the iRacing service has to offer in the 410 sprint cars right here, right now. First of 2 straight weeks here, practicing, getting ready for pro qualifiers. Cardoza and Augustine off the front row are ready to bring us to green.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. We're underway. Cardoza picking up where he left off in qualifying. He is running it all the way flat out. Oh, car's going to the infield. We'll see if we get a caution out of this. Car's coming back. Everybody cut through. Tyler Schell moved up to second around Augustine. Augustine's got company. Ethan Johnson now down to the bottom, and he wasn't able to do anything off of turn number 4. Caution for the first time. Dudek and Say have themselves a moment. You can see Evan Say already missing the nose wing on that car. Where a lap in, Say goes into the wall around in front of a couple of guys. Going to have some bent tubes on those front bumpers and some of the Nerf bars on the side. So we'll slow things down a little. We'll bunch everybody back up. We'll get ready for a restart. Evan Say appears to be out of this one early. Quick reminder, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Dirt Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder Big Block Modifieds kick it off. And then they followed it up with their 360 wing sprint cars at 9:30 Eastern. And have the Rock and K Logistics Big Block Modified Series first, and the Jess and Jim Steakhouse 360 sprint cars in that order, if I'm being very official about it. Tuesday night, 8:30 Eastern, ERA. And their Pavement Late Model Stock Car Series. And then Wednesday, Midwest Truck Series. So they move into about round number 5 of theirs. They're coming off the dirt at Knoxville from last week. And then Thursday night doubleheader with the Red Driver Mighty Midget Series. So, full week of racing this week. All right, pace truck's out of the way. Cardoza back on the throttle, and he caught Tyler Schell with a little snooze fest. But Schell is making a run back through 1 and 2, and he's going to close the gap right back up. Augustine is still third. Now Rumsey's working the bottom. Rumsey and Johnson are side by side, and Rumsey gets the run out of 2 down the backstretch, move him to 4th. Here comes Lindgren. Joey Lindgren That 16 car trying to make some noise. He is trying to work around Johnson right in front of him. Caution once again. I think Casey Simons, Kenny Hoffman maybe have a moment here. Hoffman in the 11. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a hard hit. 54 car was broken and got into the 11, took him up and into the fence. So we'll slow things down once again. Hoffman, Simons, and Say off the track. Tanner Pettit also off in the pits. Second caution. 6 laps completed. Cardoza, Shell, Augustine, Rumsey, Johnson, Lindgren, Shovellock, Majulis, Avila, Forrester, Tucker, Brown, Willis, Bowman, Sargent, and Dudek, the running order. 16 cars still on track. Lights off on the pace truck. I think we're getting ready to go back to green out of turn number 4 right here, it looks like. It looks like maybe Tanner Pettit did make it back on the track. He will join the field at the back. But Cardoza back on the throttle. Shell and Augustine about to have a battle. Augustine alongside Shell in 1 and 2, stays there in 3 and 4. Shell thought he was going to have a big run coming out of 4, got punted from behind when he backed off. That's going to cause a big problem. We're getting a caution.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
We're going to go in here. Let's see if we can get a little closer. Shell was going to get the run out. He slowed down, got moved from behind, and then mayhem down in turn with so many cars. Machulis is in it. There's just so many cars in that. Johnson, Avila. J.D. Brown. So turning into a war of attrition. And Shell slowed up because Augustine went across the nose. He covered the line. Shell had a big run. He checked up. Car behind, I guess, did not see that. Could not get checked up in time and got into the back of the 85 car and just kind of started causing some out of shape moments. He went down into turns 1 and 2, got backwards. Everybody behind him, nowhere to go. That was J.D. Brown we saw coming back on the track. It looks like the right front could be towed out just a little bit, but it's hard to tell. Here comes some more. Is that... No, Hoffman is still in there. There's Ethan Johnson, Connor Dudek, Ryan Avila all coming back out. Parts missing off of all those cars. Front wings, Nerf bars. But we're going back to green.
Green, green, green.
Working lap number 9 of 35. Coming off of our third caution. Cardoza, Augustine, Rumsey, 1, 2, 3. Lindgren in the 4th spot. Shovellock up to 5th, and he is right against the outside wall. That's been fast through 3 and 4. Gets shut down at the end of the front stretch. He's going to have to figure out where he can go, get the run, complete the pass. Forrester in that 6 spot, trailing Schobelach. There's Kendall Tucker, Talon Willis, Tanner Pettit, and Noah Bowman all the way back to 10th. J.D. Brown's car can't be hurt too bad. He's able to hang with these guys. Going back to the front because Rumsey's throwing the slider on Augustine in 3 and 4, and he makes it stick. Move Logan Rumsey a little closer to the front. Up to position number 2, and now Lindgren is going after Augustine. He's trying to do it on the bottom, and he almost got there, but the car got out of shape coming out of 4. Cut down line in 1 and 2 worked well that time, closed him right back up. He's going to have to follow Augustine around the top. Everybody wants to stay wide in 3 and 4. I'll tell you what, the battle for the lead is about to heat up because Rumsey was right there and he got the car way out of shape that time. He was right up against the tail tank of Cardozo the last time we came out of 4. Logan Rumsey is closing in again. Right to the outside wall. These two have broken away from 3rd place. Mike Augustine. Oh, little bobble for Cardozo, and Rumsey had to check up or he'd have been right on top of him, literally on top of him. So the gap will stay the same. Coming around, going to be 16 to go, and Logan Rumsey is getting some big runs on the entry into turn number 3. He just can't do anything with it through the exit of 4. Now moves to the middle, the bottom. The gap opens even wider. Joey Lindgren got around Mike Augustine while we were watching the battle for the front, and now he's closing in on Rumsey. And he'd be making a bid to take 2nd here momentarily. Schobelach still in 5th, not closing the gap at all. Forster and Tucker still in behind him. Only thing that's happening at the front, position number 2 about to be under fire as they pass the lap car of Avia, running in 14th. And Lindgren is trying to show Rumsey that nose, see if he can force a mistake out of him. Rumsey's just sticking to his guns and staying on his line. This time Lindgren tried to go just a little bit lower and a little bit later, and it didn't get him there, but it did let Rumsey know he is right there now. Slider across the nose out of 4. That time Lindgren got it to work. Move him to 2nd. Rumsey back to 3rd. Everybody chasing Cardozo. They're 1.3 seconds behind him. 9 laps remaining. Augustine still 4th. Schobelach, Forster, Tucker, and Willison. Those two have changed. Now we've got cars around.
All right, man.
Caution.
Caution is out.
We got there just in time to see that one. And Avia is down, and he was getting lapped. And I don't know if he clipped the inside fence getting into 1. Oh, he got help. He got hit from behind. I think Pettit is the one that got him. No, it wasn't Tanner Pettit. It was Talon Willis that got him. It was a T, I just didn't know which one. So with about 8 to go, we'll slow things down. We'll regroup. They were in lap traffic, and it really was not causing Cardozo any kind of problems. He was 1.3 seconds out in front of all this. Lindgren moved to second. Rumsey third. Augustine and Shovellock 4 and 5. Forster, Tucker, Willis, Brown, Bowman, Sargent, Dudek, and Pettit. That's your lead lap cars. Everybody else is now off the track and into the pits. So we got 8 laps to wrap things up. And Ethan Johnson, 15 laps down, is going to return to the racetrack in the 15th spot. Maybe that was a Via. Yeah, that was a Via that returned. It wasn't Ethan Johnson. I had the wrong car in the timing and scoring right there. They're back underway. We're coming around. It's going to be 7 to go. Bid for the lead. Big slider, and they're going to make hard contact. And Lindgren just threw that thing through there, and they are still wrecking down in turns 1 and 2. We'll go down here close, and we'll check it out. That was a big slider, and he just about got him cleared. But not quite, and he causes mayhem behind him, and Cardozo's car is tore up. And now we're having shenanigans. Way too many shenanigans. I'm sorry you guys had to even see that. And I think Lindgren's car might be damaged. They may have knocked that left front off of it. It looked like it was wobbling. And he's going in. Cardozo's going in. That's going to put Augustine on the point. We're down to about 8 cars. I think Avia's still out here, and he is cruising around. He's yeah, he might be back on the lead lap. Hard to say. Logan Rumsey's still out here. We'll have 6 to go. We drop the green flag. 5th caution. Augustine.
Green flag, green flag.
Back to green. 6 laps remaining. Shovellock and Tucker 2 and 3. Willis is 4th. Brown 5th on that restart. We'll go back to the front. They're closing in on Augustine. Shovellock got a great run through 3 and 4. Nothing in 1 and 2 for him. Watch the 0-0 because Tucker not afraid to go slider line anywhere. And he carved it in there and it didn't stick. Now down the backstretch alongside, he won't have to slider this one. He went deep and he wasn't going to clear Augustine, so he slowed it up, clips the fence out of 4. May not be enough to slow him down and keep him from keeping second, but he might have given up his only shot at the win right there. Brown and 4th trying to close in and grab a podium out of this. We'll come around, catch white flag this time, and Tucker just cannot get close enough to make that slider line in 3 and 4 a reality. Maybe get closer this time. I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. He might be. He is there now. In deep, up the hill, moves him up, and Kendall Tucker pushed Augustine out of the way. He wins it. Augustine 2nd, and Brown got around Shovellock for 3rd on the final corner. So we're going to get some guys to come in. We got J.D. Brown coming in right now. While the guys are getting them parked, let's do this. Let's go ahead and grab J.D. J.D. Brown, you got a copy?
Yeah.
I know you're getting the car all situated for us. You're good, probably right where you're at right there. Kind of an interesting one tonight here at Weedsport. You're going to come home with a great podium finish out of it, but it wasn't for a lack of dodging this and dodging that.
Yeah, it was a bit of chaos out there. I still had some damage at the end, but yeah, just managed to survive. I think we were fast. Just had some damage at the end, but still able to get third there, so not too bad.
Well, with everybody looking to get seat time, practice time, and competition for the Pro Series, was this a good thing for you guys, or does everybody kind of need to go back to the drawing board and kind of think about how they want to approach this?
I think everyone just has to get used to driving these cars. You know, most people on the field do not drive these cars on a normal basis, so I think everyone just needs to figure out racecraft in them again, because again, there's only a select of us that actually run these like more so consistently. So just everyone needs to figure out more race time, more seat time, so everyone kind of just gets used to run them again, since everyone's kind of taking a break since last Pro Series with them.
Yeah, all of the talk has been that the car's a little disconnected still, but it is an improvement over the last time you guys came out and competed in this. Quick assessment from you before we get your shout-outs.
Yeah, I agree. I think the cars are in a lot better spot than they were last Pro. Personally, I think some people, you know, if they're faster last Pro Series with that build, they like the cars a bit better. I think I'm better, and I feel better, a lot better on this kind of build that we currently got. So hopefully the racing will be better. I think it will be. So just gotta kind of see during Pro Series. Weedsport for a pro is known to put on a show, you know, have really good races. So we'll see what happens, but it should, you know, end up being, you know, a show for pro again. And yeah, we'll just kind of see where we stack up with everyone else when it comes to the qualifiers and then on to Monday.
All right, man. Tell us who helps you out every week.
Yeah, just gotta thank everyone at Alpha, Logan, Chase, you know, helping, you know, run and Chase spotting there for us this race, and Rocho Racing School for, you know, setup stuff. So yeah, go look at them for setups.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a good run. We'll look forward to seeing if you can improve on that next week.
Thank you.
J.D. Brown finishing in third. Now let's grab Mike Augustine. You there?
Yeah.
All right, man. Interesting one tonight. You end up on the short end of the stick with a little, we'll call it a bump and run there. Give me your assessment of that and the overall feature this evening.
I felt pretty good the whole race. Sucks that we had to get Dort out of the way. I figured I wouldn't have to send it into 3 knowing I had a teammate behind me. But I guess I know how to race teammates from here on out. For wins, I'll just door them out of the way, but it's all good. I'm just a late model guy out here racing these things, so it's all good.
Well, you were able to keep it up front all night long, so whatever experience you got in late models is working for you here in the sprint cars. And you know, this track is unique as it is. It's real narrow getting into one, real narrow getting out of 4. You seem to handle it and kept it up at the front pretty much all night long. So what do you think about making that transition?
I feel pretty good. We should be pretty good for Tuesday night. I feel like we could win our split. Didn't really expect to have a chance to win the race tonight. I mean, it was kind of a hoop shoot, but that's kind of good confidence going into Tuesday night, though.
All right, man. Well, an awesome way to get things started, man. I can't wait to see how you improve over the season. Give me some shout-outs before we let you go.
Yeah, I just got to thank my Jules Say, Speed Shop, Blake, Evan, and Chris, Reckless Society, Dustin Hall for the rap, and you guys for putting on the race and broadcasting.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and good luck Tuesday night.
Yep.
Mike Augustine. And now let's grab Kendall Tucker. We haven't talked to Kendall in a very, very long time, but we're going to talk to him tonight. Kendall Tucker, late in this one, you got in there, and you put it to him, and you took the win.
Yeah, it's a long time no see, Roger. Good to hear from you. Yeah, just was able to survive that, all the carnage there, and worked our way up to the field. And I just felt like Augustine left the lane there open, and I was done committed to running the grip line. Had to give up a lot on corner entry just to be able to make it up, you know, down the back into 3 and, you know, for the for the win. I mean, that's fair game. I didn't go in there and clean him out. I mean, he could have probably chopped a little harder if he wanted to protect, or drove it in higher and crossed me over. So just from the way I see it, where I seen it going into 3, we were side by side, just going for the win. So it feels good.
Well, tough track, and this is where you're going to start the, let's call it the pro qualifier road. Kind of a unique facility to begin with, and you get out here with them big sprint cars, and it gets a little slick like it was. It's an interesting way to get around here.
Yeah, it's a weird track for sure. I honestly haven't ran sprint cars since the last pro series we had, however many months ago, if not a year and a half from now, from this point. But it's a lot different than it was, and you could definitely tell we hadn't been on with how far off we were in queue there. And luckily, we were able to get up on the wheel there in the heat and hook that bottom and get up to a transfer. And like I said, just was kind of trying to sit back there and just ride and get laps and get comfortable, for this week coming up. But it feels good to get a win. Hopefully, it'll carry over maybe to at least one of the races Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and hopefully we can get this thing locked in for another week.
All right, man. A couple of quick thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here, bub.
Yeah, just gotta thank everybody at Agility Speed Shop, Double Nickel Race Cars, BHR Fabrication, Toro V by Justin Perlman, everybody that supports me, all my family, friends, and thank you for the broadcast, Roger. It's good to see you. Hadn't seen you or ran any races with you in a while, so it feels good. Thanks to Chad and all his guys for putting on the league, and seeing y'all around.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the win, bud.
Thank you.
Kendall Tucker picking things up. Now we're going to move on. We're going to talk to another driver before we do anything else. Talon Willis, you there, bud?
Yes, sir.
Well, hard charger tonight, and hard charger in a very, very hard situation. This track is tough enough, but with all of the carnage, dipping, dodging, and ducking look like the way to go tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's kind of all we did. We really weren't that fast just because I'm not really used to the sprint cars. I'm more of a late model guy, but so far so good, I guess you could say. Just tonight, just had a Dodge Rex. Very good drivers. Things happen, obviously, so to them. So I guess thank you for everybody that wrecked, because I was able just to sneak up through there and make a few spots up each time the caution would come out. And then we had a few good runs. Just got to get a little bit more consistent as the race goes on.
Well, what did you learn for these pro qualifiers midweek?
You definitely got to qualify really good. I definitely didn't qualify good, so we'll have to work on that. But everybody races hard, so I feel like as long as you can miss some wrecks and be up front at all times, you should be pretty good. But I guess you got to be sometimes more lucky than you do good.
Yeah, welcome to racing. That is absolutely 100% true in racing. I'd rather be lucky all day than good. All right, man, give me a couple shout-outs before we let you get out here tonight.
Yeah, I'm Agility Speed Shop, Sweet Victory Apparel, Victory Seats, Talentless Racing on YouTube, Claire's Corner Cafe, John Darby for the awesome rap, Blake, Evan, and Chris. They do a lot for us. Huge shout out to them. And that's about it.
All right, man. 13 spots improved. Great job racing tonight. We'll look forward to seeing what you can do next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Talon Willis, hard charger, picked up 13 spots. Good run for that young man. All right, let's take a look. Tucker, Augustine, and Brown, 1, 2, 3. Shobalock in 4th. We talked to Talon Willis in 5th. Pettit was 6th. Dudek 7th. Bowman 8th. Avila 9th. Rumsey was 10th. 11th was Forrester. 12th Sargent. Cardoza. Man, led this thing all the way up until an incident with about 9 to go there. And he ends up with a 13th place finish, and he had the field covered, I think. Lindgren got up there through a slider. They made some contact, and it started a big chain reaction, which is kind of ugly. Lindgren was 14th. Johnson in 15th, 16th. Shell, Machulis in 17th. Simon in that 18th spot in the final 2 finishers. Kenny Hoffman and Evan Say in 1920. So week number 1 for ACESUP Sim Sports Pro Challenge Series is in the books. Guys probably did learn what they got to work on, what they got to do different, and what they got to look out for. So having these pro practice series are great for these guys. I think if the guys continue to show up, you'll see better racing when the pro qualifiers are finished and we actually get the pro series from iRacing. But each week we will see if we can keep up with who's doing what, where, which guys are qualifying through. Because that is going to be a week-to-week deal the way they're doing it now. Anybody can qualify in. You just got to go race and get enough points in those qualifiers on one of the nights to go and race the next week. It's a very unique deal. I think it may be better for other people, give them more bodies, but that also sometimes translates into more problems. So we'll see how it goes. I want to say thank you to all of you for watching tonight. Without you, there's no reason for us to do this. Without all the great leagues giving us great racing like we've seen here all night Sunday on our first doubleheader week, there is nothing for us to cover, so everybody gets a pat on the back there. Don't forget about tuning in tomorrow night. Dirt doubleheader. Dirt Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder. Big Block Modifieds 8 Eastern and 360 Wing Sprint Cars at 9:30. If we don't see you again, please come back and visit very soon. Like, share, follow on Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo.